Council regular meeting for the City of Wyoming, Minnesota, January 21st, 2025. Let the record reflect, we did start at 7 p.m. Let the record reflect, we do have a quorum. Member Luger, Member Onstad, Member Schilling, Member Yeager, and Mayor Iverson are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Member Schilling, for leading us and for being a veteran. We'll move on to open forum. Open forum is an opportunity for members of the public to address the City Council on items that are on or may not be on the current agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff or boards and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. You will be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that you conduct yourself in a professional, courteous manner and refrain from the use of profanity. Failure to abide by this policy may result in the loss of your privilege to speak. I'm pretty sure I know why everybody's here, but just in case there's anybody that wants to speak at the open forum. All right, seeing none, we'll move on to number 1. And actually, we'll do 1 and 2 together. So we'll do in number 1, swearing in Officer Rebecca Peterson as a Wyoming police officer, and 2, swearing in Officer Joseph Vang as a Wyoming police officer. If you'll please come forward. I already told you how excited I was.
Mayor,
Yeah.
if you don't mind if I just take 2 seconds to quick summarize who they are?
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Sit over here.
Thanks. You want to sit with me? Yeah. Thank you, Mayor Iverson, members of council, and community members. As you know, it's been a difficult hiring environment in law enforcement for the last several years. And it's just too important of a position to hire the wrong people. We've interviewed numerous people. We've been down 1 to 2 people for the last 2 years plus. And I'm very excited tonight that we're going to bring on 2 new officers and swear them in to be officers within our city and our community. This will be the first time in 2+ years that we've been fully staffed with officers, so it's a big night. I'll just do a quick introduction of who we're swearing in, if you don't mind, and then Mayor Iverson will swear you in under oath, and then your family members or friends can pin on your badge for you, if you don't mind. Just a quick summary of who we're hiring and why. When we look at hiring officers for our city, there's a couple things. I've asked our officers to describe what does it mean to work for the city of Wyoming. And they came up with this, that the police department provides a data-driven crime prevention strategies, equitable enforcement of laws, exhaustive investigation of crimes, proficient emergency response, and authentic community outreach to ensure the safety of all Wyoming community members. We strive to build and maintain the trust and respect of the community through collaboration and partnerships. Alongside these efforts, we will be committed to the principles of a learning organization by acquiring new knowledge and modifying our practices and procedures to exceed the evolving needs of our community. They also stated that the members of the department value a community-oriented approach to policing, compassion, dedication, integrity, teamwork, trusting relationships, and making a difference in the Wyoming community. For those reasons, this is why we selected these 2 candidates to bring forward to you. To start with, we are swearing in Officer Rebecca Peterson. She has been a reserve officer and a reserve cadet in our community for several years and demonstrated a strong commitment to the community through those efforts. She has a degree in early childhood education and a degree in theater. She has good hands-on experience in security, and through her volunteer roles through being a reserve officer, we thought she would be a fantastic fit for the Wyoming community. Officer Joseph Vang has extensive experience in the military and was a community service officer for the city of Blaine. He was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq, where he gained extensive experience in a lot of different dynamics. He has a degree in law enforcement and is fluent in English and Hmong. And we are also excited to bring him on to our department. Mayor Iverson, if you don't mind swearing him in at this point.
So I'll do both of you at the same time. And then when we're done, then we'll have family come up with you, and then we'll take a little break for pictures as well. So, all right, so raise your right hand. I state your name, repeat. So repeat after me, then say your name. I,
Rebecca Peterson,
Joseph May.
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
to support the Constitution of the United States
to support the Constitution of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
and to discharge faithfully
discharge faithfully
the duties of police officer
the duties of police officer
for the city of Wyoming, Minnesota,
for the city of Wyoming, Minnesota,
to the best of my knowledge
to the best of my knowledge
and ability.
and ability.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Welcome. Thank you for choosing our city. Really important to see. You're here to pin?
Officer Peterson's badge will be pinned on by a friend and colleague, Deputy Marcy Wacker, and Officer Joseph Vang's badge will be pinned on by his wife, Anna Vang.
Feel free to take pictures. Yeah, take photos. We can do a quick break, so hugs, photos. Any other family photos you want to take? Any other ones?
There you go.
We have time.
Yeah, we have plenty of time. Papa John's won't be at the house till 8:30.
What? You go to Papa John's for 8:30?
You gotta switch. Ready? Take a look right quick, make sure it's good.
More pictures? Come on up. There's more.
Yeah, you
come
go
on.
ahead. This is your time. Enjoy.
No. Wait,
How's that coast? It's a new
Yeah,
chariot.
they wheel very well. Yeah.
yeah, Mom and Dad. No, wait, I think it's better over here.
I just kind of move my head to the background.
Any other photos up front? You wanna take it first?
More photos?
Yeah?
Okay, more? Okay, come over here.
I'm just
Wait,
gonna stay
no,
right
we're
where
not
I
done.
am.
Okay. Maybe get better this way, maybe. for the friends and family that are here tonight of our new officers, I'd also like to thank you for the support that you've given the officers in their training. I know that as a parent, it could probably be a little bit scary, but we are going to support the new officers and take good care of them. And again, just like to thank you for supporting them through this journey. So if pictures are done, you're more than welcome to stay. We love a big audience, but you don't have to stay if you don't want to, so feel free.
We're a quick one tonight.
If we are quick
Oh,
tonight.
she's already on the
Yeah.
record.
Oh my gosh, is that, my whole mayorship is gonna be based on that.
Sorry.
Yeah, but we have Councilmember Claire to blame.
Yeah, it's good.
I love it.
It's all right. I like Finn.
It's called goals.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about my goal.
Now we have the mayor for a day, right? Yep.
Feel free to move up front if you'd like. No,
No.
it's okay. It's all right. I understand.
So we have all three of them here.
I think there's two. Grant, I think there's one other person, but it's close. Chief Bauer, I think we need one other student to come in. I believe they came in. We should just make sure.
I hope so.
Is that on purpose?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay, a
Yeah.
little bit, but just checking. Okay, yeah, no problem, okay, all right. Okay, it is now 7:14. It's been a great first couple of minutes here, and we're gonna do another talking of Mayor of the Day of the 2024 mayors. We're very excited to add to the agenda of this event. And I am going to, I know nobody wants to read, and I totally understand that. I too was not a fan of standing in front of people. So what I would like to do, though, if it's all right with our three winners, is I've highlighted certain things of your essay. And if I could just read those, is that okay? Would you be fine with that? Perfect. Okay. So just by a little raise of hand, I need Kira. Did I say that correctly? Perfect. So Kira writes, and I absolutely love this, seeing that it was something that we just got done swearing in to officers. The highlight of Kira's letter is that she would give police and firefighters an appreciation day to show appreciation for all the work they do to help keep our town stay safe. So appropriate for tonight, and I totally agree with you. You would show appreciation to the police and firefighters is by having schools write letters to them, telling them how much they are appreciated. Great idea. I will be right there with you writing some of those letters. You would, right, that's so great. And then also, you said that you think doing fundraisers for parades are good for showing the parades for some fun activity and for kids to watch. I love a good parade. One of the things that we would like to offer, if you would like to, in September for Stagecoach Days, if you'd like to walk with council and help hand out candy, we would love to have you with us. We'll make sure we know that you were the essay contest winners. So we'll have Grant kind of work on that as we get closer. And then the other thing is, she writes, a fundraiser for a parade and fun activity center for more things to do in the town. So you're right, we need like a community center or something. Wouldn't that be great? So when I'm all done with these, I'm going to have you guys come up just for a few minutes to receive your plaque and also your gift card. So we'll do that all at one time if that's okay. All right, next we have Gabriella. Is Gabriella? She's here. There you are. All right, so a couple of things that I highlighted that you would do for Mayor of the Day. Street maintenance is important. I think everybody here would shake our heads to that. It very much is super important. And you would fix all the potholes in the roads. I would agree with that as well. We're working very hard on that, but it takes a while. So definitely appreciate that. And the reason why she gives that is she would fix it because people could get into serious situations or have a car crash and major trauma from it. So we appreciate you thinking of that safety. That's super important. You also write, I would also want to work on community service. Some people are feeling that they are doing too little or not enough for their community, and you would encourage volunteering. Love that. I'm a big fan of volunteering, and anytime we would love people to volunteer in our different committees. You also said you would provide programs to help the well-being of others. I can really tell in your heart, you're very much a person who is giving to others and feel for others. This is great. And I know our police and fire, we've been going through some different programs for wellness to help them. So thank you very much for what you wrote. Great ideas. The next one is Jocelyn. Did I say that right? Jocelyn, all right. So Jocelyn writes, she recently met Frankie, right? Francie? Yeah, Francis. I should go to the library a little more. Sorry. She is the Wyoming librarian, and she's new. So she seems pretty great if you're writing about her. And she told me she wanted to start and add a larger young adult section and book club for young teens. That sounds great. Do you read a lot?
Yeah.
So the library is very important. Also with the hours is what you put in here too, right? I would agree. We all need a place to study and read. And then you also agree with our downtown master plan. Yay! There are a few things you would like to add, and one of them would be the Wyoming Library should get an expansion. So would you say smaller rooms maybe for people to kind of meet in? Okay. And add hours. So I think that's fantastic. And then also volunteer group who monthly would pick up trash in Wyoming because you've noticed a lot of trash and plastic bags on walks, on the bus, and in cars. Very true, right? We all need to make sure we pick up our trash. The third thing that you write is that you'd like to make our roads safer for bikers and pedestrians. Highly agree. That's been one of my things for the last 8 years. Super important. When I grew up in Wyoming, there was maybe 600 people, and now there's almost 9,000. So totally agree with that. And you also talk about, and Mr. Linwood will love this, from getting from Bruce's Foods and across the dangerous intersection. We've been working really hard about getting something up there because that is very scary. Right? So maybe if you and I could go to the county with your mom and we can have a discussion with the county on this. Might go a little bit further, right? So, all right. You say in conclusion, you have a couple things you'd like to change, which you do a great job on this. and you would be very grateful for the opportunity to be mayor of the day. So we thank you for what you did and what you wrote. We appreciate it. Are the three of you okay to come up just for a brief 2 minutes? I promise not to keep it very long. And feel free to take pictures. How many's on Facebook? Who's on Facebook? Yeah, okay. So we gotta get these on Facebook, right? So Kira, if you can come up. Great. There you go. And just stand right here, and that's the gift card from Split Rock. Do you bowl? No. Laser, oh, they don't do laser tag anymore, do they? No. Well, just games. It'll be fun. And then Jocelyn. And not, last but not least, Gabriella. Here you go, we'll do a quick picture. All right, you guys ready? Okay, ready? I'm gonna get a little closer. Best mayor smile, right? There we go, best mayor smile. All right, here we go. All right, we're good. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you. Thank you. All right, I think we have some people that'll be gunning for my job soon. Feel free to stay, or if you'd like to leave, we can just take a quick little pause.
Yeah, I think about 6 years.
Probably.
It'll be 18.
All right. All right. We're going to move on to the consent agenda. Number 5, 6.
Mayor,
What, did I forget something?
Just minutes.
Oh, minutes, sorry.
It's okay.
All right, so much going on. Number 4, approval of minutes. Consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting of the Wyoming, Minnesota City Council for January 7th, 2025. If there are no comments or questions, do we have a motion to approve?
So,
We have a first by member Luker. Do we have a second by member Onstad? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Now we'll move on to the consent agenda. Agenda number 5, 6, and 7. Does anyone wish to pull an item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, we need a motion to approve 5, 6, and 7. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by member Luker. Do we have a second?
second.
Second by member Onstad. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Acknowledgement receipts of reports of officers, boards, commissions, and department heads. Number 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 on the agenda. Does anybody wish to pull a report for further review? Seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Number 13, Chisago County Historical Society Digital Memory Trail request. Mr. Linwood or Mr. McFarland?
It'll be myself, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, members of council. We did receive a letter that's in your packet from the Chisago County Historical Society, and they are doing kind of a neat campaign. It's the Chisago County Digital Memories Trail. And what that entails is trying to spearhead some initiative to kind of create some interest in local history and fostering some community identity, increasing some tourism too. So what they're looking at is potentially putting a signpost in numerous communities around the county that would feature a QR code, and that would link to a slideshow with historical photos, stories, highlights to each respective city, township, etc. The Chisago County Historical Society would take care of everything as far as the content, research, the installation of a signpost. But they've given this letter, they'd like some input from the city council on that. And some of those things that they've asked for is area of the city that they would like that in, signpost location. That would be something tonight to discuss. The signpost design, if the council, there are some examples in the letter they provided, but if the council had any thoughts in regards to what that may look like. And then just some ideas on historical content. Obviously, I'm sure they're have expertise in a lot of our history, but if there's anything that the council really feels would be a neat component to be inclusionary for about our history, In that packet, they did include some examples of potentially the map, and then what an example of another signpost area. Staff reviewed this. We think it's a great initiative. They also gave a timeline here of some of the basically introducing it this January and February, and then hoping to install signposts in July, August, and promote that launch in September of this year yet. Staff, early on, we can have that discussion. We talked about Railroad Park, or Goodview Park, some of our major areas where there's a lot of different gathering. We do have some history component obviously going in our existing parks, so maybe that'd be a great collaboration there along with this, but we'll leave it up to the council at this point. So I don't know if there's any other feedback. I saw Mr. Gatzhaus here, and I know he's part of the Historical Society. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to this, but.
I am Neil Gatso. I live at 5481 East Viking Boulevard. I've lived in this community my entire life, and I enjoy the history of the community, and because I've lived here long enough, I've learned a good deal about it. Linda had asked me if would you come to the meeting and explain anything any questions or whatever. I've already been asked to put together some of my ideas about some of these things that might be part of this digital history trail. What it would be is on the county's website, the county historical website, it would point out in 20 communities throughout, that's townships and cities throughout the county, it would point out where these maps are. And you could go take a picture of the QR code, and it would give you pictures and brief bits of history. It's not going to be go on for pages. We don't think people would respond to that. But there will be 6 different messages that will rotate. And the county, or the Historical Society also has the ability to change those, adding and subtracting and things like that if we find things that, again, we think would appeal to people within the community. The idea is history, so we're not looking for something, we could talk about Rosenbauer or something like that, but that's not history, and we're looking to relate history. If I can just read one piece of the original funding request that went to the county. Memories have an important impact on how people feel about their community. Evoking memories of earlier times or growing up and making your own town feel like home. For newer residents or visitors, the images and stories are relatable memories and help them connect to places they choose to call home or to visit. Shared memories create a more connected community and increase people's understanding of what it means to live in Chisago County. The digital memory trail across Chisago County will create a new point of interest for tourists and residents alike. That's part of what was presented to the county, and they are funding this initiative. And again, I've been pushing for this for some time because sometimes you think about the County Historical Society being, well, there's a building in Lindstrom, and then there's the fairgrounds, and then there's the threshing show and things like that. But each and every community in the county has history, and I think if people, particularly kids, young people, feel a part of that, I think it makes them feel more a part of their community, and I think that will help us all. As well as, we do feel that if this is done right, and we intend to do it right, there's a tourist aspect to it as well. Do you have any other questions?
No? All right, thank you, Mayor Gatzau.
You don't need to pick a sign location this evening or anything like that. Maybe you want to find out a little bit more about, the kinds of things involved with it. But if you have any questions, you can contact the County Historical Society in Lindstrom. I'm the president currently of the board, but I'm not going to be the president after May. Term limited out. And so if you've got questions, feel free to contact them.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Questions from council. We'll start with Member Onstad.
No questions, but I do think that since we've been working on something like this, especially at Railroad Park, that this project will dovetail nicely with some of the ideas that we've already started. So it's fantastic and good timing.
Member Schilling?
I don't have any questions, and I'll actually second Brett's comments, so.
Okay. Member Yeager?
Oh, I think this is a really great idea, and like Brett has the right idea, let's put the sign by our history walk.
Excellent.
Member Luker?
No questions. I think this is a great idea.
Awesome. I mimic everything that was set up here, and so we appreciate you bringing this to us and your service to the city as well as mayor. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So with that, we're still going to try to decide, or are we thinking history walk?
I think we've gotten direction from council. I think if there's any, I don't know if there'll be any further updates from the Historical Society in regards to the items that they've put in there, but if they do have any other information that we'll certainly share that with council as we receive it.
Okay, then we need a motion to approve Chisago County Historical Society Digital Memories Trail request. Do we have a motion?
I'd like to start that, yes, with motion.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Member Onstad. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Member Schilling. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Last on the agenda is council reports. We'll start with Member Luker.
I have no reports.
All right, Member Onstad.
I have no reports, and I'd like to thank everybody that came out tonight and everybody that's watching on YouTube.
All right, Member Schilling.
I attended the EDA meeting last Monday, and then I would like to thank everybody that came out tonight. It was nice to see a full house, and any of those watching. Have a wonderful evening.
All right, thank you. Member Yeager.
Well, actually, I attended the 5:30 work session. Thank you all that were here for coming, and thank you all for watching.
Okay, we're only laughing because actually we were all here too and we
We were
missed it.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
so,
remembering.
thank you. I also attended the work session and the EDA meeting as well, or the Economic Development Authority meeting. I don't believe there was anything else. It's kind of been quiet this month. So, although I would like to personally thank the young ladies who wrote their letters for their essays for mayor for the day. It was actually really fun to read them, and actually for every other person who submitted that, or the sixth graders. I think there were quite a few, so we really appreciate that participation. And also congratulations to our new sworn-in officers. It feels really good to have a full, staff, right? So you've done a really good job in mentoring and bringing along different ideas to get us here. So really appreciate you as well, Chief Bauer, and what you're doing. So with that, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion to adjourn by Member Luker. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Schilling. All in favor?
Aye.